Good evening, everyone. I'm Anjanar Basaya, and today I'll be presenting or talking about the political side of globalization. Where we talk about globalization, we often think about trade, culture, or technology. But politics are also plays also but politics also plays a very important role. So political globalization refers to how countries interact, cooperate, and sometimes even compete on the world stage. It's about international organizations, agreements, and the spread of political ideas across borders. So let's begin with the positive effects of political globalization. First is international cooperation. Through organizations like the United Nations, countries come together to solve global problems. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the WHO or W no World Health Organization coordinated response across nations. Similarly, the Paris Climate Agreement shows how countries can unite to tackle environmental changes. And second is the spread of democracy and human rights. Globalization makes it harder for governments to hide abuses. International media and NGOs put pressure on countries to respect the human rights. For instance, global attention on issues like child labor or gender equality has led to reforms in many nations. And then third is peace and stability. Countries that trade and cooperate politically are less likely to go war. So, political globalization encourages the diplomacy, dialogue, and peaceful solutions instead of conflict. For example, the European Union has helped maintain peace among European nations for decades. And fourth is shared global standards, so agreements on labor rights, environmental protection, and even uh, the internet governance create common rules that makes international relations smoother and fairer. So let's talk about the negative side or the negative effects. First is the loss of national sovereignty. When countries join global treaties or organizations, in short, they sometimes give up part of their independence. For example, trade agreements may force governments to follow international rules and if they go against local policies. And then second is the spread of political instability. In today's connected world, political unrest is one country can inspire protests elsewhere. For example, uh, the Arab Spring in 2011 started in Tunisia but quickly spread to many countries in the Middle East through global media and social networks. So finally, independence on global institutions. Countries sometimes rely too heavily on organizations like the IMF, IMF or World Bank for financial and political support, which can lead to pressure to adopt policies that may not always benefit the local populations. So, in conclusion, political globalization is a double edged sword. On the one hand, it strengthens cooperation, promotes democracy, and helps build peace. On the other hand, it can weaken sovereignty, create unequal influence, and even spread instability. So, the real challenge is finding a balance, making sure globalization is not just controlled by powerful nations, but instead it becomes a fair system where all countries, big or small, benefits equally. And that is all. Thank you very much for listening for my report about the political side of globalization. Thank you.